Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go through my pedal board. I'm going to go through some tones and just show you how I have the gig rig controlling everything from MIDI to loops to all my drives. So first off, let's just kind of go through the whole thing and I'll show you how I typically have the order. Even though once you put everything into the gig rig, you can rearrange, do whatever you want without moving any cables, which is an awesome feature. So let me show you the pedal order pretty quick. The cool thing about the gig rig is that you can move any of these loops around without moving any cables, which is an awesome feature and just saves you a bunch of time. So first off, we start off with the Origin Effects Cali 76 compressor. Then we go into the Greer light speed. Don't be fooled by the order of these. I have them in separate loops. So we have the Greer light speed, into the Unobtainium, which is a dual side overdrive with a Klon on the right, then a Dumble on the left. Then we go straight into the Tonex, and the model that I'm using is the Tone Factor Fender Pro Sonic. Then on the top, we go right into the Mobius, into the Timeline, into the Big Sky. Then on the back of there, all the way under the tuner, is a Walrus Audio Canvas, which has 2 XLR outs. And that's it. Just to explain how I have my gig rig set up, is I have these 4 columns essentially. The C stands for clean, P stands for pushed, G for gain, L for lead. If I push the same foot switch twice, then it adds a hidden preset. So it's kind of cool. I have 14 on the top right here without even switching a banks. But with the hidden preset, I have an option of 28 before I do any bank switching. Let's start with the clean tone with the bridge humbucker. And in that loop, we have the Greer light speed. How I like to run my overdrives and distortions is try to crank the volume as much as possible while using the least amount of gain to get whatever saturation I need. I find that if you crank the volume, it comes out a little more, it comes out a little less compressed and just sounds a little more open. And as I said, my tone knob is cranked up just a bit, just to brighten up the profile of the Tonex Fender Pro Sonic. For my volume, I have that at about 4 o'clock. I have the gain at 9 o'clock and the tone frequency at about 2 o'clock. Here's what that bridge sounds like. Here's the neck. Here's the bridge split. The neck split. I love this pedal because it's really responsive to dynamics. So let me put it back on the neck and kind of show you. So if I play light, it stays pretty clean. Even more so on the bridge. So in each of these rows, as I was saying, once I push the same foot switch once more, it adds something. So on this first one, it's just adding a little delay. And that's from the Strymon Timeline. I basically just use the tape model on there all the time. If I go to the top row right here, it adds a verb and delay. If I hit it once more, it's my ambient setting. That just adds a longer reverb, more delay. And right here we have the push preset. This is the Klon side of the Unobtainium. And I kind of run it the same way as the Greer light speed. I have the volume at about 3 o'clock, gain at 10, and the treble and tone knob at about 2 o'clock. So here's the pushed with just a little reverb from the Tonex. Add a little delay. Verb and delay. And the ambient. Next up, we have the gain side, which is the Dumble side of the unobtainium, and this is on the steel string singer mode. I can't say that. All right, here. Settings on this one, it's the same type of deal. Cranking the volume a bit more, so the volume's at 4 o'clock, gain is at noon, or just a little past, tone is at 3 o'clock, and emphasis, which kind of adjusts the high mids, adds a little bite to it. So here's what that sounds like. Little delay. Bourbon delay. And ambient. Kind of use this for more of the rhythm sound. I love that, sounds great. The cool thing about the gig rig is you have all these switches, all these loops, all that kind of fun stuff. The unobtainium lets you do a cool thing. It's a switch right on the side, right here, or it's a cable right on the side. It can go into one of the controllable outputs right here on the gig rig. You'll see this light up, the number 1, as well as it changes the light. So what that does is it changes it to the ODS side, and it adds a little more bass, it's a little darker. Also, the unobtainium has trim pots on the inside, and one of the options is to increase the volume on the ODS side. And so I did that so it kind of hits the profile just a little harder and gets a little more saturated, but staying pretty open. So, and the settings as far as controls are the same on that, so it's more of just like a tone stack changing, and just a little more volume from adjusting that trim pot. So here's the lead sound. There's a little delay. Bourbon delay. And ambient. And it just goes and goes. Sounds great. And that's it. So let me run through all the gain stages real quick for you so you can kind of hear how I match volume and how I increase the gain incrementally. So here's clean. Lastly, I have these 2 other columns on the left and the right. I save these ones for more special sounds. So one of my favorite sounds that I love to use just is the ambient trem. So long reverb, long delay, and a little trem from the Mobius. So love that sound. If I push it once more, this is what I used on the intro of the song. So still got the ambient reverb on, delay, and just added some chorus vibrato to it. On the bottom, we have clean ambient with some chorus. Hit it once more, dotted delay. Nothing too crazy there. The last one that I kind of have these other ones unmapped, but just a little clean octave. So last but not least is the Strobo Stomp HD by Peterson. If you have not found a tuner pedal that works for you, any of those Polytunes, the Chord Pitch Black, any of those, this is the one. It's just great. And I love it so much that I bought the mini one for my baseboard. And the size is wild, so I'll just kind of put it right next to it. I didn't realize how small it would be. Top mounted jacks, which is great, but they do have the powers on the side, which doesn't make too much sense to me. I don't know why they didn't put it up here, but hey, they know what they're doing, and they know that it probably wouldn't work on the top. So I'll leave it to the professionals. It's just a great tuner. Leave it on the strobe side, and I always use like the sweetened tunings, which have really made a difference to me, at least. There it is. That's a tuner. Well, that's my pedal board. If you have any questions about patches, tone, MIDI, anything gig rig, please let me know. And just thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Have a good one.